and Justice Agrawal, Honorable Vice Chancellors of University, all dignitaries, my colleagues present of the dais. In today's topic, as we know, India is a land of varied cultures and it consists of different beliefs and different religions. Now, as my co-chair has already talked about the religious test, that is essential religious practices test, which was established by the Supreme Court in various cases. So I will not cover this topic. Now when we see the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, its Article 18 guarantees the right to freedom of thought, conscience and religion. It is also an inalienable human right that gives an individual the liberty to worship the God of his choice. India guarantees the religious freedom as fundamental right by virtue of Part 3 of Indian Constitution, as Sir has already covered Article 25 to 28. Now when we see this survey, that 79.8% of India's overall population belongs to Hindu religion and 14.2 belongs to Muslim community and around about 6% of population belongs to Christian, Sikh, Buddhist and Jain. So Hindus make up large majority of the population in our country. But Hinduism is not accorded a specific place in the society as per our constitution. In India, lack of state religion provides equal opportunity, recognition and protection to all religion. But because of various hurdles that exist in the country, it becomes difficult to practice religious freedoms, and all these hurdles became an immense threat to the secular structure of the country. Despite the fact that the word secularism is added to the constitution, it is not being able to be accepted in its true sense. India is a land of varied culture and diversity, and India has no official religion and guarantees freedom of religion through various fundamental rights. However, all that have not achieved the desired results. The gap is ever ranging, and despite all the guarantee and framework, it is still a distant dream to achieve the true intent of the word enshrined in our constitution. There are varied reasons behind it, like party politics, communalism, religious fanaticism that still pose a threat to achieving the goal of secularism. Because of certain political, cultural and religious hurdles that exist in India, secularism and freedom of religion have not been given much importance because of varied conditions that exist in various parts of our country. Secularism in India only exists in formal sense and not in its substantive sense. The challenges to Indian secularism are complex. They can be listed and discussed as communalism, casteism, party politics, and obscurantism. It is already from the previous discussion, the some constitutional provisions are also contrary to the principles of secularism. As per the nature of society in India, which is based on traditional, religious, and social values, the challenges to secularism need to be tackled by measures like constitutional amendments. The secularization of Indian society and modernization in every sphere of life is to be taken care of. This task is not to be left to the government alone. It requires everybody's effort and cooperation from all. Justice Gajendra Karakar observed that the plant of secularism is a very delicate plant, and it has to grow on the Indian soil. It must be watered and tenderly nursed by all secularists in the country with care and dedication. It is hands of faith that are needed for the achievement of this task, and these hands of faith must be supplied by the intellectuals of today. In order to solve the problems of secularism in India, education without a secular bias can play an effective and valuable role. For this, education must be controlled by the state and completely separated from the religion. To solve the problem of communalism, it has been suggested that the Indian government should introduce a course of comparative religion as a part of educational curriculum at the secondary stage.
शाम का